You were tuned in to episode 87 of the Goodfellas podcast, G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. Got my main man with me, Boxing First Vlog, aka the General, aka Blunt, aka Blunt Bayless, aka Mr. 1K. What's going on, good brother?
Man, you brought up that blunt truth situation, and I went in a little bit, but I don't know. I need some feedback, man. I need to see how the focus is really feeling about it. So, maybe we could touch on it a little bit in the live as we do our 1-2.
You know what? Um, Actually, we can just play it. Just let the people hear it. You know what I'm saying?
That's you the host. You know what I mean?
So we can do that. Ain't no problem.
You got the engineering tools. I just was like, I didn't, I was perplexed about, how it is with that. Seemed a little bit one-sided. So, I
Yeah,
two-stepped in real fast.
yeah. We'll definitely cue that up a little bit later on, for sure. Big shout out to the guy that just walked in the door, VP Shane. Um,
What's up? Why didn't you message me, bro?
hmm?
I thought you were gonna message me.
There you go,
Oh
moving
yeah,
around with the phone. Sit still.
stay there. Nah, we can stay on because because vlog gotta work, so I ain't want to waste too much time. I got you though. We can wrap after. Say something, Shane. Is he frozen, vlog?
Yeah, he frozen.
Yeah, you frozen, bro. That's VP Shane for the people that don't know. Try and get his audio together.
He's in parts unknown, so you don't
Yeah,
never know how the
that's
signal goes when you're in
yeah,
parts unknown.
that's what we like to call it, parts unknown. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I'm pretty sure he'll be back in a second. If you're listening to us, put a one in the comment section if you can hear us. Put a one in the comment section if you can hear us. We are gonna get into. Let's try Shane again.
I feel like that's me almost.
Yeah, but see, that's why I went straight into the show because I figured that was going to happen. So he'll be back in a couple days. So
It ain't happening, young buck. Hey,
at least
he
move
need
to a
like
different spot. He need
you know what he
one of them.
need?
He need
He
one of
need
them
a
signal
cold hand.
enhancers.
You remember how we used to do back in the day?
Yeah. That's
Stick
funny.
that shit in the TV.
Yeah. So today we gotta talk Canelo Bivol, but before we talk Canelo Bivol, vlog, I just seen a post that you put up, and I also seen a video from YSM Sports Media about this topic of Canelo and him turning down a Spence fight at 164 pounds. I actually want to quote it correctly. So let me pull it up real quick. So I want to quote it correctly. So the article said, well, Tim Brown from Boxing Scene said we offer Canelo 45 million for Charlo, 55 million for Spence at 164. Is that or
You said that.
Benavidez at 168?
You said that.
That was Tim Brown, and it looked like it's a Boxing Scene report. Vlog, is that correct? Because you put the post up.
That's what I got from them. So it had me thinking. You know what I mean? I personally think this movie making is a solid move to kind of, get the hardcores like, yo, okay, decent move, nice. You know what I mean? That's what you do in boxing. You take chances. You see what I'm saying? But then again, you look at this situation and I wonder, is it a duck? I don't know personally. I you know what I'm saying? I really don't know.
What I don't understand, and I have to wrap my head around, is how is a non-title fight with Benavidez, a non-title fight with Charlo, both dudes who are, well, especially Benavidez, less accomplished than Bivol, a step down. Someone has to make that make sense to me. Someone has to make
I
that
don't
make
either.
sense.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's not a step down. It's either you step in one side or you step in the other side. You see what I'm saying?
I will argue it's a step up because last time I checked, who has Benavidez beaten? I don't even know what world champion has Benavidez beaten. Like, let's keep it real. What world champion has Benavidez beaten?
But in defense of Benavidez, we know what he does in the ring.
So do we know about Bivol?
The perception, that's what I'm saying. But the perception of avoiding him for so long is still there. He hasn't avoided Bivol. Bivol just really came up on the radar for that camp. So I you know what I mean? I'm not saying you're wrong, but is also you got to defend Benavidez in that situation that you brought up, saying he's hasn't beat the world champion, things like
I
that.
will never defend Benavidez because the truth is the reason why he's allowed Canelo to duck him is purely and simply because he lost his belt on the scales. I've never forgiven Canelo for ducking Andrade and not taking that Andrade fight. But I will at least give Canelo the benefit of the doubt and say there was nothing to gain from the Benavidez fight. There's at least something to gain from this Bivol fight.
Do you know what it is to gain? It's to gain the respect of the real fans, the hardcores, not them fly by night people. You know what I mean? Not them Instagram fans. We talking about the hardcores, your boxing legacy, things like that. Challenges like him mean something.
I'm never the one to agree with Canelo, but I have to agree with Canelo in the sense that to me, Canelo's in a lose-lose regardless. Because if Canelo fights Benavidez, there's still people saying that he ducked somebody else. You see my point? That's where Canelo is in his career right now. To me, Canelo's got.
I don't think that. I disagree with saying that he's ducking other people. If you're taking big fights and that other fighter is a big fight, you can in his position you can say I just haven't got to him yet, but you can see I'm taking big fights. The Yelderman thing, the Callum Smith situation, these aren't big fights, bro. I understand it was Jeff, man, get in here, bro.
No, I'm letting y'all go. I'll get in there. Go ahead. Keep cooking.
I don't see. This is the thing. I get what you're saying. Benavidez by far is a big fight, and I think Benavidez is a really good fighter. So I'm not taking that away from it. But to me, I just feel like a lot of people, not you, Blunt, because I know you, but I feel like a lot of people are allowing ignorance to replace intellect. And the reason why I'm saying that is because just because you know a fighter more than another fighter doesn't mean that fight is necessarily better. Doesn't mean that fight is necessarily a bigger or better challenge to Canelo. That does not mean that. Just because Benavidez is more known and he's stateside doesn't mean he's a better opponent for Canelo than Bivol. I don't understand how notoriety equals. It doesn't mean you're a better fighter. It just doesn't mean that. It's never meant that. Because more people know Dillian Whyte than Usyk. Doesn't mean Dillian Whyte's a better fighter than Usyk. It's just boxing, bro. That's just how it goes. I don't understand how the concept that we're at right now is Canelo's ducking Benavidez to fight Bivol, and that logic don't make sense to me.
You breaking up, little homie. Go ahead, Jeff. Get in on that one.
Yeah, the real problem I got with this one is a catch weight with Spence at 164 pounds. I got a real problem with that for a couple of reasons. Um, these are the same. Anybody that's subscribing to that, these are the same people They were saying something when Gary Russell was trying to fight Terrence Crawford. Am I correct?
What do you mean? What
I
do you
agree
mean?
with you.
What
There
do you
was a
mean?
lot of smoke
What
for
do you
that.
mean?
It was Gary Russell was
People were
126
saying the
pounds.
fight, calling him out doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it don't make no sense. So when Gary Russell was calling out Terrence Crawford, what was everybody saying? Like Gary
It,
Russell is just talking.
I mean,
But
this is just another thing to criticize Canelo with, because let's keep it real. Who on earth wants to see Errol Spence move up to a 164 pounds? Nobody wants to see that.
to be honest with you, it ain't even worth
I ain't gonna
reporting
lie,
on.
bro.
It ain't
Hold
even
up.
worth
Let
reporting
me
on.
go in right there on that. Bro, no, let me go in on that one. There is people that will get armed to see Spence take that opportunity. I mean, is astronomical. You know what I mean? I get it. He excellent in the ring, but bro, come on now. Like in a situation like this, they would sell that fight overnight, bro. It probably wouldn't
Yeah,
make
they'll
no
sell
sense
it.
record wise, wouldn't make no sense championship wise, but
It's not
as far
about
as them
selling the
just making
fight
money,
though. It's not about
A-
selling the
a-
fight or making money.
Any fight,
That's
any fight with Canelo is gonna sell.
but Spence fans it is.
but that's nonsense, bro. That's nonsense, bro. Anytime a
Hey,
fighter
bro,
moves up in weight
he
and this, hmm? I yo,
go
if
ahead.
it's
I'm
anybody
listening.
else, they get if it's anybody else, they get clowned for this shit. So we gonna skip. So we gonna skip 154. We gonna skip 160, and then we essentially go into super middleweight from welterweight. Like that's really what we talking about here. Like seriously,
Technically, it's historical, but
that's
it's a
bullshit,
off.
bro.
It's
That's
not a
bullshit.
solid 168 fight. Jeff,
It's
no,
it's
I mean
bullshit,
if he
bro.
was to do
No, I'm saying
it,
it.
it
The
would
whole
be it would
situation
be
is the whole
historic.
situation. The whole is dumb. Like it's dumb. It's dumb. And every person that's done anything
I,
in terms of daring to be great, we've called it dumb, and they done got hurt for it. They done got hurt for it.
Mikey Garcia,
Mikey Garcia, dumbass
perfect,
move.
perfect,
Kell
perfect
Brook, Kell
example.
Brook, dumbass move. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like,
Jeff, can you hear me?
I
I
mean,
can hear you now. Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So one of the things why I think is such a stupid thing is because
I can't
if
disagree with
anybody,
them, but they were
if
great.
any, yo,
Hold on. I think y'all out of sync. Hold on a second.
can you hear me now?
Stop moving the phone, little homie. Sit
No,
still.
I can hear him. A
Yeah,
vlog. It
we
might
can
be
hear
your
you.
signal.
Your little
A vlog.
screen
It
is
All
might
right,
be your
acting.
signal too. I think you
all right,
delayed vlog by a couple seconds. Hold on a second, Shane. Vlog. I think you just delayed by a couple seconds.
All
Vlog.
right.
I'm gonna say something real quick. Just tell me when you hear me. All right. Black, black, black.
I can hear you.
I hear you.
See
Yeah,
how
you're a
he's a
little
couple
bit
seconds.
delayed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You about like 2-3
We
seconds
good.
delayed.
All right, cool. Jeff, 1 second. 1 second. This is what I'm saying. Why I feel like some people need to put the brakes on this, and there's no defense for this. We were talking about Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. If any fan allowed Errol Spence to go up and fight Canelo, it's the exact same thing. And I'm talking about for me, it's the exact same thing as when Amir Khan ducked Kell Brook and fought Canelo. It's the exact same thing, bro. It's the exact same thing. It's this illusion that you're going after a bigger prize. When in actual fact, the real fight you're supposed to be taking is right in front of you. That's how I look at it, bro.
Yeah, vlog. You want to add on to that, bro?
For all the Earl Spence fans that may be listening, and I know I just went on it, they're gonna say the man ducked him. So I'm just saying, I know they believe in their guy, and I believe they believe he could have won a fight like that. I don't have no comment on.
I would say Spence stuck Crawford. If he done that, I would say Spence stuck Crawford. I will say that every single day. I'll say that. I'll say Spence stuck Crawford.
Hold on, let me get in the comment section.
Even if he beat him,
it doesn't make a difference, bro. You still ducked him, bro.
Let me get in the comments.
I'm asking on their behalf, though. Don't you know how I?
YSM Sports Meeting said, "Do you think Tom Brown was serious about that offer? I disagree about the Gary Russell comparison only because Spence is taller and Canelo isn't a natural 168.
Canelo's a natural 168 now, bro.
He's a natural 168.
Since he got busted for the meat with the clenbuterol in it, he's even said he struggled to make 160. That was his excuse for not taking the Andrade fight.
The Charlo offer, okay. The Benavidez offer, okay. This Spence one is the one I had a problem with. So I'm gonna kind of jump in on that.
That's where I disagree with you. I disagree.
Are you disagree with you, bro. Too, bro?
How are you gonna pay the reigning middleweight champion less than you gonna pay? Not. Oh, hold on, man. Let me. I'm gonna go out and come back in.
All right.
I even think what YSM saying is a bit out of the loop as well.
No, YSM threw some clickbait out there and gonna have half of the boxing world going crazy.
Because
I'm gonna let him slide because I know what he's doing. But and he didn't really say any. I listened to the video. He didn't say anything inaccurate, but yeah, that's.
Well, I mean, it's stupid. It's a stupid thing to say. I'll tell you why it's stupid, because we're on the brink of a massive. We should be on the brink of a massive fight between Spence and Crawford, and we're also in a situation where Canelo's about to fight, in my opinion, a legitimate opponent. And when you look at the landscape, when you look at the fact that Beterbiev is in a unification, I can't see a better opponent for Canelo right now. I can't see it.
I guess my problem with, and I'm like, people can talk about whatever they want to talk about. Like that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like that's cool. If people want to kind of jump on that story, because basically the Charlo and the Benavidez deal was put on the table the same time as the DAZN deal. He decided to take the DAZN deal, and that was his decision. But I said he's young enough to actually, when he gets through with these two fights, that deal should probably still be on the table, so he can actually do both of these deals. To be honest with you, as far as Spence is concerned, I don't want to hear Spence name attached to Canelo. You got Bud Crawford problems. You got Boots problems. You got 154 problems. That's the part I can't really accept. I can't accept that. You're daring to be great, but you got work to do in your own division. I got a problem with that. Like, hold on. Hold on. YSM, who determines what's the right fight you should be taking, you or his bank account?
That's
a person. I don't really care because I don't have access to the money.
That's what I'm saying. As a fan, the only thing you're allowed, or the only thing you have access to, is an opinion. That's the only thing you have access to, is an opinion. And I will tell you what I believe is a right fight and what I believe is not a right fight. To me, I can't tell. If he fought Benavidez, cool. I think that would be a good fight. I never thought the Charlo fight was a good fight. I never thought it. I never thought Charlo was a good fight, because I just don't understand how you're asking someone who's not a natural 168 to fight at a weight class he's never fought at. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I just and YSM, like I said, I knew what you was doing with that video. Like I knew what you was doing, and you're gonna get a lot of hits for that. Yeah, I mean, it's prize fighting.
I
Like, you
love that
understand
next
what I'm
comment,
saying?
Jeff, because that is the definition of inaccurate. That is the definition of
I'm gonna
inaccurate.
let you get on it in a second. Let me get this one out the way real quick. So on the record, I want every fighter to end up being well off financially at the end of the day. That's every fighter. I don't care who it is. I think every fighter should get that big money fight to take care of themselves, take care of their family. So 9 times out of 10, a fighter is gonna take the fight with the biggest bank account. I mean, with the biggest paycheck. Understood. No problem. But in terms of Tom Brown, YSM, if you notice, Errol Spence at 164 pounds was never mentioned when it was what deal is Canelo going to take, PBC, or is he going to take the DAZN deal? We didn't hear Spence's name not one time, but we didn't hear nothing about 164. So to answer your earlier question, I think that was cap. I think that was cap because remember, PBC only put out a 2-fight deal. That was official. Spence wasn't a part of the 2. It was Charlo and Benavidez. So I do think it's cap. To be completely honest with you. Vlog, mic check 1 2 1 2.
Mic check, man. My apologies. I had to reboot that internet box, man. That
That's
y'all be
cool.
tripping over here.
You got
Military be.
just hit that next comment because that is the definition of inaccurate. That is so inaccurate.
Hold on. Vlog, you was gonna say something before you cut off. Do you want to get that
I
off?
forgot what I was going. I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay, well, I'm gonna keep it moving with this next comment. YSM said a natural 168 is someone who fought majority of their career at 168, not someone who grew into the class. I don't agree with that. Go ahead, Shane.
The reason why that doesn't make sense is because for you to say that is someone who's grown into a weight isn't natural at that weight is completely ignoring the fact that people grow. So if as I get older, get heavier, naturally the weight that I rehydrate to and the weight that I walk around at is obviously going to be high naturally. So how can you hold? Let's say I'm 21. How are you going to be able to hold me to the same weight class I'm fighting at 30? It's impossible. That just defies the laws of physics. How are you going to be able to go? You can't compare someone who was fighting at 154 when he was 20 years old, 22 years old, to someone who is now 28, 29. Obviously, they naturally grow, bro. That means nothing. So that means where Shakur's right now, he's naturally going to have to be held to that level for the rest of his career. So even if he fights at 147 and grows to 147, he's still a natural 130 pounder because that's where he started. That's completely inaccurate because last time I checked, Pacquiao was fighting at like 118 or something. So he should just be held to that weight class no matter what. That's the weight class he's supposed to be held to. That doesn't make sense. Naturally, you grow. Just like Benavidez shouldn't be held to 168 if at 30 years old he's fighting at cruiserweight.
Vlog, you got a comment on that because I actually want to get in on that.
No, do your thing, man.
Okay.
I'm just being a spectator.
Okay, so all right, so a couple things. I feel like someone can actually grow themselves into the weight. That's one thing that I do believe. I also believe that if a person is fighting at a certain weight for a long period of time, that does not necessarily make them a natural at that weight. I'll give you a prime example. Zab Judah fought a lot of his career at 147. I think we all can safely say that his size didn't make him a natural 147. He came into most fights at 147, not the bigger guy. He's naturally a 140 type frame, but he fought the majority of his bigger fights at 147 pounds. I'll give you another example. Floyd went up the ranks. He fought at 30, 35, 40, 47. What weight class would you say that is his natural weight? So he fought at 130 for a while. He was naturally 130 after he got himself acclimated to the weight. When he moved up to 140, and YSM used around for this, like when he fought his first fight at 140 was against who? Chop Chop, DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley. At that particular time, he was working his way to become a natural 140. It took him some fights. He fought Chop Chop Corley. He fought Sean Bay Mitchell, a couple other guys, and then he moved up to 147. So I feel like everybody goes through their progression at a certain weight, and after a certain amount of time, they will become a natural 147.
He
Let's take the
hasn't
Philly
fought
guy.
at 160. He hasn't fought at 160 in 3 years, bro. He hasn't fought at 160 in 3 years.
Yeah.
So how could he be a
Yeah.
natural 160?
I'll even go further than this. Danny Garcia fought a lot of his career at 140, but it took him a certain amount of time for him to be acclimated as a natural 147. I can't say Danny's a natural 140. He's a natural 147. Like, he's a big boy now. You know what I'm saying? So you have to basically evaluate that at that particular moment. You understand what I'm saying? So take B-Hop, for example. When he fought Kelly Pavlik, he fought him at a catch weight at 170 pounds. YSM, we remember this. We seen that fight and we seen B-Hop. We like, yo, he looked big. Like, he looked big, like stocky. You know what I'm saying? So he had that look like he was a natural, like, super middleweight. But then you take an example like an Adrian Broner. When he went from 35 to 47, he looked bloated. At 47, he looked like it was just a lot of water weight. It didn't look solid. So you could look at Broner and be like, yo, that's not a natural 147 pounder. You understand what I'm saying? Broner's naturally, like, weight wise, of course, he's 147 because he just gains a lot of weight. But his actual fight weight, his natural fight weight, if he was in shape and taking care of himself, should be 140. Like, it's not 147. We've never seen him at 147 and he looks sharp from a physicality standpoint. So it's kind of like it depends on what fighter you're talking about. But just because you fight in one weight class for the majority of your career, it doesn't necessarily make that person natural at that weight. Or for someone, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. If someone wasn't fighting at that weight class all of their career, that still don't mean that they can't get acclimated and become a natural at that particular weight. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, shit, we see Canelo doing it. Like, I think Canelo is a legit 168.
I can't look at Canelo, and if this guy can't make 160, how is he a natural 160? What weight class is he then? Was he a 163? I mean, what weight class is he? If he's not 168, he can't make 160. So what are we saying? I don't get that. That doesn't make sense for me.
Yeah, he said it was definitely clickbait, but I still told the truth. No. You didn't. I listened to the video. You didn't say anything wrong. But you're gonna get a lot of hits for that. But as you should. Stop hyping up the plain hoagie, Shane.
Listen, if Bivol does nothing this week, I gotta eat crow. But if Bivol does what I think he is going to do, everybody has to come to me and basically give me my flowers. I don't know if Bivol is going to win because I don't think Bivol is going to get a fair shake. But I know this dude's boxing skills. And I know sometimes my boxing eye is lies, sometimes it doesn't. But based on what I see, I don't see how everybody's overlooking this dude. I really don't see it.
Vlog, actually, you know what? I never asked you this, bro. What's your opinion on Bivol? Just as a fighter. I know I talk about him a lot. Shane talk about him a lot. Even YSM talk about him quite a bit. But I've never actually heard your opinion on Bivol. Like, what's your opinion on Bivol?
I like Bivol. He's a smart fighter. He's a guy that doesn't get into a lot of danger, from my estimation. He does his thing, finds his range defensively. He's not a bobber and weaver defensively. He's a strong guy, so expect a tie up if Canelo tries a flurryish type combination on him or something like that. So I think his IQ should come into play. In my estimation, prop betting, going the distance.
Yeah, I think it's going the distance.
Quick breakdown. Quick. I hit you right in the gut.
I don't disagree with anything Blunt said. I agree with everything he said. He said. The only thing I want people to put into their equation is the fact that, to me, this is the best fighter Canelo's fought since Golovkin. And I stand by the notion that Golovkin won one fight, Canelo won another fight. Not only is he fighting the best fight he's ever fought since Golovkin, he's actually fighting at a weight class with no rehydration clause. So to me, I think Bivol's gonna do. I think Bivol's gonna do a real good job, and if he don't win, he's gonna win in the eyes of the public. That's what I believe.
Yeah. You know the sad thing, yo, and I'm glad we having this discussion. So I've heard so many people kind of like trash this fight, like really trash it. And people that I'm cool with, like, just trashing the fight. And the thing that bothers me is like, it's so many people that refuses to take the time to find out who the second best 175 pounder in the world is. Like that's my problem. Like, so except for people actually doing their homework, and we all about homework on this channel. We all about homework. You go to the vlog channel, we all about the homework. Like, we put the lab coat on, and we get in the lab and we actually break down fighters, study fighters. This situation made me realize that there's not a lot of people that talk X's and O's when it comes down to boxing.
Why is he second? Why is he second? Why is he second?
Because Beterbiev is first.
Why?
Man, shame. This motherfucker 16-0 with 16 knockouts.
No, but
you
wait. Just because I believe he's the best doesn't mean he's the best. I believe Crawford's the best. Guess what? It doesn't mean he's the best, bro. That's an unknown. That is an unknown.
Well, I believe and you'll appreciate this reason. I feel like Beterbiev is the best in the division because he's done the one thing that that Bivol hasn't had the opportunity to do, and that's unification. Beterbiev has the best. He has the best win.
He's not ranked number one. I'm not saying he's not ranked number one. I'm just saying, how is he the best? How do we know he's the best? We don't know he's the best. We just go ranking someone the best and meaning that they're the best is two different things. To me, I think
I'm gonna use your word. What the eye shows me. That's what I'm going with. The eye shows me, and then what supports what my eyes see is the finalization and the ending results.
I rank Beterbiev the best. I rank him, but we don't talk about. But we don't know what we talking about. But we don't know. I'm not going to outright say this guy's
the best until unproven. He's currently the best until unproven. Billy Joe, what's the boy named Smith Jr. He got the opportunity to prove us wrong, but I doubt it goes down that way. He's suspect defensively.
I'm very, very skeptical in saying one person's the best when they ain't fought each other. That's what I say. Just like I've never said, and you guys know I love Coolboy. I've never said Coolboy is the best at 122. I think he will beat MJ, but it doesn't mean I think I can't outwardly say that until they fight each other. But we're gonna go with your narrative. Let's say he's number one. Let's say he is the best. Beterbiev's the best, and Bivol's number two.
Yeah. So he's okay. So he's either number one or number two at 175 pounds. The fact that there's very few people that's willing to do their homework on Bivol is crazy to me. So I know YSM did his homework on Bivol. He think he a playing hoagie. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, he's done his homework on him. So I can't say nothing about that man and his opinion after he did his homework. He did his homework. He put his lab coat on, and that's what his boxing eye told him. He's a plain Jane. And that's cool.
Klitschko was a plain hoagie, and he was champion for 12 years.
Hold up. Let me get in real quick. They just called the plainest dimensional fighter the best of all time. And then you say a guy at 175 who's been flawless throughout his career, not damaged. We ain't never seen him come out, no fight, face lumped up, him doing dumb things, trying too much new stuff. He's very methodical, bro. It's kind of nothing wrong with being plain. if you're very good at it. And that's what Katie Taylor is. She's very good at that one-dimensional style. But in that situation, you can't label that as the GOAT. And in Bivol's situation, we're not saying he's the GOAT with his style, but he's very good at his style. So that can't be underestimated when he's the bigger man.
Bro, let me ask you something real quick, because I know you said that several times, like off camera, and I never got to ask you off camera. Like, and I'm dead serious with this question. Like, who is actually saying Katie Taylor is the GOAT? Like, I've never heard that
right after she stepped on the ring apron. They said that right when she stepped on the ring apron.
Everyone on this side of in UK believes she's the GOAT. I don't believe that, but that's what people believe.
No, that's news to me. I didn't know. I didn't know.
They said that when she stepped on the ring apron, the greatest female fighter of all time.
I ain't pay attention to that.
I thought she was fighting the greatest female fighter of all time. I thought that's what it was.
I don't even agree with that, because to me, I have to go back to what Blunt's saying. You can't be the best for me, and every fight you're in looks like you're having a tough fight. I mean, let's keep it real. Nearly every Katie Taylor fight looks like a war to me. She doesn't have hardly any easy nights at the office. Last time I checked, I ain't seen nobody even win 2 rounds against Clarissa. Clarissa wins 9-0, 10-0 every single time she steps in the ring.
Yeah. I rate it different just a little bit, because to be the best, you have to have diversity in your portfolio. You can't come tell me your job history is just Walmart and you've been in the back room pushing boxes for 20 years. Like, I can't label you the best. I can maybe label you the best box pusher of all time, but I can't label you the best warehouse employee or any of that sort of thing that comes with that work. Like with her, like, you're one-dimensional. You're a 1-2 puncher. You show some heart. That's in the category of best of all time. But that's one fight. You ain't showed me nothing else. I don't see any Bob Weed pivot game, any real gritty inside fighting. You know what I mean? Like, just the OG-ness that comes with the sport that you add to your game as these fights get tougher. And you show how you like what we got with Cruz Deserve. That's improvement in your game. It took a little while, you know what I mean? But it being what it is, she still improved. And she captured Undisputed. So I didn't see the improvement in Katie Taylor, which got her in a dogfight.
Hey, can we go back to the topic at hand?
I was getting ready to say, I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna get back to business. If Katie Taylor is the GOAT of women's boxing, then women's boxing got a problem. And I'm gonna leave it right. And I'm gonna leave it right there.
Let me tell you why. One second. Let me tell you why that's a fact, bro. Let me tell you why that's a fact. Because the face of boxing shouldn't be coming out of every fight looking like mincemeat, bro. Every fight this chick comes out, she's looking like mincemeat, bro. Her face is getting plastered. When I see Clarissa come out, she look like she's ready to walk on the flipping catwalk, bro. This chick is looking clean, bro. Off the eye test alone, there's nobody better than Clarissa. Bro, my eye test. I'll tell you that for free, off my eye test. When I see Floyd come out of the ring, Floyd looked like he was a model, bro. That dude looked slick, he looked clean. When I see Crawford come out of the ring, he looks clean. Even Canelo, bro. I'm seeing this chick come out of the ring, she's looking like she's been beat. She's in domestic violence or something like that. I don't know what's happening to this chick.
Yeah, I think it's some baby mamas that'll get Katie Taylor a run, man. I ain't gonna front. So if that's the GOAT at women's boxing, man, women's boxing got a problem. And I think it's just not true. Like, it's not even close. Like, to me, Katie Taylor's not skilled. To me, her style is proven, but she's not skilled. Like, when I watch Clarissa Shields, she's skilled. Like, I watch Alicia Baumgartner, and she fine. Like, I mean, listen, I mean, bro, let me get back on point. I had a flashback there for a minute, but that she's skilled. You understand what I'm saying? Like, Cruz Dessert, like, she's skilled. She worked on her skills. She's skilled. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see Katie Taylor. Serrano was skilled. I see Katie Taylor. I don't see skill. You might get the results, but we're talking pure skill. don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, let's peel back around the block, man. Get back on the
Yeah,
point,
double
But
back
man.
yeah,
on them. Double
Yeah,
back
just
on
to
double
them.
back on.
defend Bivol, bro. To defend Bivol, Klitschko made a career about of being plain, bro. You can be plain and win fights, bro. Especially as Blunt said, you're the bigger dude and you're a skilled dude. I mean, I don't. This dude's never been down in his career. He's never even been hurt in his career. I mean, this dude is. He's literally had the clean sweep his whole career. He ain't got no miles on the clock, nothing. I mean, I'm struggling to see why dudes are overlooking this guy, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like it really is, man. Like,
You can I I'm gonna just look at it from their side of the street for 1 second. If he's technically fighting the smaller guy, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he's the greatest presser. Like he's a guy that's gonna go out there and you know what I mean, definitely start to finish, beat you down and get you out of there type thing. So I'm thinking with them, I think if they make him press, they feel like Canelo's speed, he can counter punch, get some good shots off, especially when you're dealing with a guy whose punch diversity is not as high as Canelo. So I don't, maybe they looking at it that way where they can win a counter punching battle because you basically dealing with a guy that throws a 1-2 very consistently, very strong. You know, I don't know. Maybe
I
they're
mean,
looking at
like,
it different.
last time I saw Canelo fight at 175, this dude literally just put the air muffs on and tried to follow Kovalev. I just see Bivol just holding center ring and then putting the stick on from early. As was it Blunt? He said it put the thermometer in his mouth. Like literally just put that stick on him from early and try whoop
Yeah.
Canelo onto
Hey,
shots.
you know what you're really doing? You feeding him with that baby spoon. You know what I mean? Go on, get it in. Go on. You ain't got, you know what I mean? You know how you gotta do a baby. Go on, put it in their mouth. That baby spoon cracking.
get on the inside, you gotta pat him down. You gotta pat him down. Hit him all
Man,
over the place.
touch
Pat
them
him down.
pockets, baby.
I don't.
Touch them
I,
pockets.
I,
What you got on my
I
40?
see Canelo trying to get on the. Everybody keeps saying Canelo's going to go to the body and wear Bivol down. I don't.
He get hyped, his signal go out. When he
Yeah,
calm,
Keep thinking
you gotta stay
you
calm, bro.
gotta get past. We say Beterbiev. Oh jeez.
Bro, you're gonna have to repeat
Am I still
everything you
fuzzy?
said, bro.
yeah, just stop
Am
touching
I still
shit.
fuzzy?
You perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Right
you
now.
good right there. Just stay there. Right now.
All
Stay
right, cool.
there.
As I was saying, Beterbiev might be the best in the division, but Bivol's definitely got the best jab in the division. He's got to get past that stick, bro. He's got to get past that jab 1-2.
Now, can we be honest? If you can have a full-blown conversation in the ring, I'm worried about your output. And if you don't have the output against the bigger guy, he's going to be landing the harder shots, whether they're just the 1-2 or not. So, like, how do you overcome that? Because you can't tell me this guy's volume has been at an elite level the past 3 fights. Well, it just chuck the Yelderman fight. You know what I'm saying? Where, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to see this where he's really looking like he did against Danny Jacobs or against like he did against Canelo.
Yeah. I we can get in X's and O's, and we're gonna get into the X's and O's. This is the part I don't understand. So all right, so let's go with let me get rid of these comments real quick. He said I was talking to Shane. Okay. Diamond Rock, what's going on? What you said? Hello, big shout out to you. YSM said the article said it was a 2-fight deal which had 3 fighters as an option for those 2 fights. I thought that was the DAZN contract, but I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. Shane, I clearly said majority of their career. Also, it's easy to debate with someone when they have to type and you can talk. You misinterpreted what I said. He said we both know Floyd isn't a natural 147 pounder. He walks around at that class. No other fighter at 147 did that. Canelo said he could make 160 last time he was asked. Yo, I'm tired of Shane. I want to debate with Shane this week, whatever the topic he wants.
I mean, when he was asked about Andrade, he said he couldn't make 160 no more. So
why? So he said, box pusher, mincemeat. He said you can't beat the GOAT getting walked down by a featherweight. No, that's a fact. That's a fact. You're talking about Katie Taylor. Yeah, that's a fact. Toshi in the building. Big time shout out to Toshi. Said if it's not Katie Taylor's skills that wins her fights, then what does it for her?
Bad judging. Bad judging.
It's her style is effective. Her style is effective.
Bad judging. Bad judging.
Toshi, was that not that fight more or less closer to a draw than a 4-round victory? That's all I need to if you can answer that for me, Toshi.
Yeah, I'm not. First of all,
that's what I'm saying. Bad judging. That's what I'm saying. Bad judging.
Toshi will always be my favorite because he had us going viral off of that Shakur thing. So Toshi will always be a favorite of mine. But when I watch
his family.
Yeah, Toshi family to us. But when it come down to it, like when I see Katie Taylor, I just don't see a wide amount of skills. Like when I watch her in the ring, it's more grit and physicality that she gets by with, more so than skills and talent. And we're talking the GOAT, like the greatest of all time. When I watch Katie Taylor, I don't see elite skills, let alone greatest of all time. And Toshi, I'm the person that say, hey, there's a difference between being a great fighter and you fight great. It's a difference between the two. So I would say she fights greater than what her skill is. I don't think she's skilled like that. But you can win a fight off of grit, guts, physicality. You know what I'm saying? Wearing your person down, your opponent down. You know what I'm saying? So
she may have just won that fight on grit and gut, but my dude, it wasn't by no 4 rounds.
And it wasn't by no. And the thing was, she was getting out skilled in there. Serrano showed the better actual boxing skills.
I gotta be honest, bro. She was catching Serrano. Serrano kept walking in without that jab, and she was eating shit. So you can't discredit her for doing that on the back foot. That's still boxing.
But the thing
I'm just saying, I believe she did not win the fight. But there where she had good moments.
But that's the boxing equivalent of a layup. If somebody coming in with their hands down, that's a layup. If you hitting layups, if you hit 100 layups, I'm not gonna say you're a good shooter. They layups.
And my thing against her is if you're answering shots, that's not boxing skill. That's just you fighting back. The first thing, you should be not eating them shots to have to answer them. You should be countering a missed shot, counting a parried shot, not eating the shot and then firing back. And then that's described or leads to you being described as the greatest of all time. Like, and then you just really showing heart. Because when you've been pressed in other fights, you kind of played the back foot, got your win, and then you went forward. It was never a lot of exchanges in her previous close fights. And I would say like at least the last one where she was looking like she had sandbags in her shoes. So it was like she was almost fighting like Callum Smith, catching everything and then kind of firing back. And that's why her face looked like that at the end of that fight. Credit to baby girl that did that good work, though. You know what I'm saying? I forget her name, but I had to give her some props on IG. I'll do a post on her.
Yeah. It's just my thing is like, so let's just take the narrative that Canelo's not a natural 168, right? Let's say he's a natural 160.
We'll grab something to drink, bro. I'll be right back.
All right, you got it. So let's just say Canelo's a natural 160, right? Even if you subscribe to that, In this fight against Bivol, he's technically going up 2 weight classes, and he's fighting a top 2 fighter and a champion at 175 pounds. That's a fact. That's a fact. If you think he's a natural 168 pounder, he's still going up in weight, 1 weight class against the first or second best fighter in the division, and it's not his natural weight. So last time I checked, when a champion at a weight class goes up to the next weight class and fights a top 3 guy at the next weight class, the last time I checked, we give a fighter credit for that. Last time I checked.
You get a lot of credit from me. You know what I mean?
No, the general public ain't giving any. The general public is not giving him any credit. You go in these, that's the problem. You go in these boxing streets.
I'm gonna tell you what's wrong. They wasn't giving him the credit they gave him credit he deserved at a time he didn't deserve it. And now when he deserves it, that goes to show you the sheepish mentality of boxing, that like a lot of these people don't really understand. Like, that was a European tour, bro. And if you over there, I mean, do what you do, but man, it's other opportunities really for you to cement your legacy on the table, proven again today with these here offers given to us by Boxing Saints. So shout out to them. But anyway, I still think it's a good move. It's just people don't understand why it's a good move. It's a champion going up to the next level. Now, will he do work after that? Man, they better slip Smith that Reynoso pack to give him an opportunity at grabbing them other 2 belts, because he might be able to beat Joe Smith Jr. But that's if he can come out with his rib cage intact, because this dude Turviev is next level when it comes to that juggernaut sort of style and just bashing you to death. No, I don't know, bro. I still respect him for taking the fight.
Yeah,
he's not. In a way, it's capped, because if you don't continue that road,
yeah,
it's a Kovalev moment.
To be honest with you, it's people that say Benavidez is the most dangerous fight out of all of them. That's what a lot of people would say.
And I disagree with them.
I disagree with that as well, because Benavidez has not had an opportunity to prove himself at 168 pounds, because a lot of guys won't fight him. So I will give him that. But when you really look at it, the size, the skill, the pedigree, Bivol is the most dangerous fight out of those fights that he was offered. Canelo versus Spence at 160, 164. Spence gets smooth, ran over, Mack truck. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no disrespect to Spence, but 17 pounds, 17 pounds. Like, he may weigh in at 164. He gonna come into that fight at like 167, and he gonna be fat, bloated, and he gonna get his ass knocked the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
Jamal Charlo. Hey, I hope you get the smoke I got from these goddamn Spence fans, man.
The thing is, bro, whether it's true or not, at the end of the day, man, like, until he handled them Bud Crawford problems, until he handled them Boots Ennis problems, and you know what I'm saying, like, until he handled those problems, I don't want to hear Spence up against no Canelo or nobody else. Like, I'm good on that. Now, as far as Charlo is concerned, if that's a fight, I feel like he will be coming up a weight class. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that fight. No problem. I'm cool with that. Even Benavidez is 68. I'm cool with that.
I think Charlo put the tips on him. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, I don't think so. But
I think Charlo put the tips on him. He already a big dude. Now you giving him a reason to be even bigger? Like, come on, bro.
I don't. Canelo will go into each fight and be the favorite. Like, in all of them fights, he'll be the favorite in all of them.
Because of size only with Charlo, not on style. Just because of size, I think he would be favored with Charlo. But style to style, Charlo to me is the younger, fresher fighter. So you have to give him some sense of favoritism for that. but due to the weight, not natural, but just the difference in weight divisions, you kind of got to give Canelo the edge. Obviously, Charlo gonna go up to 168 because Canelo can't make 162. So you know what I'm saying?
I think Charlo is the most deserving out of those three names. I'll definitely say that. I think he's the most deserving of the opportunity.
That's why I was gonna say, you mentioned earlier about the money. I thought it was disrespectful that they would offer him more money for fighting Spence than fighting Charlo. I think that would just that right alone. That's what got to me.
When I read that, right,
I was like, what the fuck?
But when I read that, like, let's be real, Spence generates bigger numbers.
Bro,
which means it's going to be which means it's going to be a bigger payday. So when I seen it, it wasn't a representation of Charlo versus Spence in the terms of, like, Spence is going to be the bigger event, which is going to bring in more money, which means you got to offer him more bread for that fight.
For me, I don't think it would, because it's an impractical situation. At that point in time, even the most rational Spence fan would be like, damn, I'm about to go pay to see my dude get massacred, or just to see my dude lose. I ain't even gonna say massacred. I'm gonna be respectful of his boxing skills and say that looks like a situation he would lose on paper.
Yeah, but we talking dollars though. Like that's
what I mean. A reasonable Spence at this point in time, would a reasonable Spence fan really pay for that?
Absolutely. And Spence has more fans than Charlo. If Spence is the bigger.
Bro, you ain't got to tell me about them Spence pom-poms. I done seen them. I don't need no affirmation about the pom-poms. I'm good on the pom-poms.
Yeah, Charlo not there yet as far as just pulling in like huge numbers.
I'll just put it to you like this: he the better boxer. Of all three of them offers, he's the best boxer.
I think Charlo is most deserving of the opportunity, and that's the one that makes the most sense to me.
Do you agree or disagree with my estimation?
What, Charlo's the better boxer out of the three?
Out of the three,
I think his style is best suited for Canelo.
I like the way you sidestepped that, but yet still answered it on your way out the door. I like that.
But Benavidez.
No, I'm fucking with you. I get your
Benavidez is the more dynamic offensive fighter out of the three, me personally.
But that's my thing. That's where I'm saying it's not just about that, because obviously your offensive dynamicy is not defense. It's not even being able to set that up against superior competition. That's where I could get where Young Buck Shane was coming in saying, you know what I'm saying? Look, you know what I mean? The boy ain't really been tested. I kind of get that a little bit. So we haven't seen the best of a Benavidez to be like, yo, it's cakewalk for him against Canelo. You know what I'm saying? He looks good against Canelo, but I'm saying, like you said, Charlo's best fit. And all in all, that's the best style over the three. The best boxing style. Defensively, he's showing us things. He's showing us things with movement. He's showing us things with accepting punches at times that he probably shouldn't. But that's a chin.
Yeah, I feel like I'm
gonna just say it to you like this: I ain't never seen his mouthpiece knocked out.
Yeah, I think if people don't have a problem with Charlo taking a Canelo fight, if people are gonna give Canelo credit to taking Charlo, or giving him credit to take Spence, who will be coming up from basically 3 weight classes down, basically. And then if you're going to give Canelo credit for fighting Benavidez, then I don't understand why Bivol's being dismissed. Like, stop being lazy. Do your homework on Bivol. Do extensive homework. Don't watch one highlight and think you know what's going on. Watch full fights and do your homework, and come back to me and let me know. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to have conversations with people. So let me get into this comment real quick. YSM said it's a good fight and he deserves credit, but Bivol can't beat him with that style. He said, "When have Spence fans ever been practical?" Vlog. That's actually true. They've never been practical.
I'm gonna be honest with you, YSM, bro. I'm just really seeing it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and man, this happened in my video, man. And you tell me what your thoughts is, bro, because you know, it was just a meme, man. I'm like, damn, and these supposed to be folkers, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they, you know, but I was like, damn, I know it was, you know, I mean, 10 toes down like that. I thought everybody was up for the regulation or up for the roasting.
Yeah. Yeah, I just it's crazy, man, because these Spence fans is some of them, let me say that some of them are really like I seen a couple Spence fans, they was like, yo, Terrence Crawford need a tune-up. I'm like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what?
38
He
toes,
said,
you need a tune-up.
yeah. YSL said, nah, they a different breed. Yeah, they definitely different, bro. They
Man.
definitely different.
They Canelo S, bro.
They are
They are
very,
cinnamon S breed. And
yeah,
first of all, I'm about to stop calling this dude Canelo. That's like calling a nigga delicious. This nigga name is cinnamon. Fuck, nigga. Are we really running around calling this grown ass man cinnamon? Come on, bro.
Hey,
Saul, bro, I'm not doing that
you
no
gonna
more,
call it
bro.
Saul from here on out?
I'm
You gonna
that
call it
nigga named
Saul?
Saul, nigga. I'm not calling a grown ass man cinnamon, bro. That's just I thought about that shit, bro. I'm like,
Yo, that is hilarious. He said, I get it the worst because of boots. But you know what though? Like the thing with that situation, he said, I'm calling him Saul from now on. That's a clip right there. That's a clip for sure.
man, time
Was that an
stamp that,
hour
bro.
in? Yeah, that's a timestamp for sure. He said, I get it the worst because of boots. So, all right. So here's the thing. So, just to respond to that, we see Boots, and I said it myself. I was just like, yo, he's physically the most gifted boxer I've seen physically since Roy Jones. But the thing that's crazy, I'm not even, even though I think that, I still think Cool Boy the best fighter in the city right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my personal opinion. Right now, though, right now, Boots got an
Is
opportunity
it
to, you know.
is it because he has a better upside on the boxing landscape? Because if you look at Boot's situation, it can only get harder from, you know what I mean, where he's at.
No, I think Boots has the higher ceiling. I think Boots has the higher ceiling. Like I think he has the
So
highest ceiling in the sport.
You think Boots really he could do major work at 154? Because I personally
Well,
think what's the name could do work at 126.
yeah, I
And
think
really
I
clean, I
think
think he can clean up at 126.
I think Boot. I think if Boots was to fight at 154, um, he beats Terrell Cachet right now. He beats I think he beats Lubin right now. Um, there's some other guys at 154 that I would take him over to. J Rock, he beats J Rock at 154 right now. There's some he could do some work at 154. Now, can he beat a Charlo at 154? Can he beat a Castano at 154? That's yet to be seen. But I think that Boot's ceiling is so high in terms of his career because he could do damage at 47. He could do damage at 54. I think, me personally, I think his final fight will probably be at 160. That's how big this kid is. He's big. But the reason I say Steph Cool Boy is the best in the city right now, number one, the accomplishments. That's number one. Number two, he was not spoon fed on his way up to the top. He has fought 9 undefeated fighters. 9 undefeated fighters on his way up the ladder. And he's in unification fights. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like he's the most accomplished in the city right now. I do think pound for pound, I think he's the best fighter in the city right now. But I think he is just keeping the throne warm for my man Boots. But I understand why anybody from Philly that talks highly of Boots is going to catch it. So YSM don't feel like it's like some personal attack. Like if I was to talk about Boots Crazy, the first thing they're gonna say is, "Oh, well, you only saying that because you're from Philly, or you know him, or you know somebody that knows him." Like, nah, we keep it a bean, we keep it a buck. Like we had Robert Costa on here. We was going back and forth arguing about Boots. You know, we was like, yo, like, nah, like he ain't exempt. Like he need to prove, he need to show us, just like we asked every other fighter to show us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just that's just what it is, man. Like, but it's crazy. I think it's going to be a great fight. But to touch on what you said as far as like Bivol's style is not going to beat Canelo. So what I will say is this: Bivol is the main thing I'm looking for from Bivol. Is Bivol going to open up in this fight? Because we've never seen Bivol actually open up offensively. He give you the jab. He give you that 1-2. He may give you a 1-2-3 tops.
I said that earlier.
Yeah, that alone, I'm talking punch output. What is he willing to do to win a round against Canelo? Because if it's a boring fight, Canelo's winning a boring fight because he's gonna be given every single boring round. Every single boring round, he's gonna be gifted the round. So what is Bivol willing to do offensively to win rounds against Canelo Alvarez? That's really what I'm looking for. So his style. So in a sense, I see what you're saying, YSM, in terms of his style. It's going to take more of a Benavidez type style or a Charlo type style where you putting some oomph on them shots and you're throwing a nice amount of volume. Bivol don't throw a nice amount of volume. You know what I'm saying? And he's not going to win a tactical fight. He's not going to be Canelo with 1-2s. He's not going to be Canelo with just a jab, and he's not going to be Canelo with 1-2s. It's not going to happen. Go ahead, Vlog.
I can't disagree with that. That's why I was saying earlier, what's his press game like? And that's what that leads into what you were saying, opening up. Like, if you're going to be on, you trying to get your stalk on you, the bigger man, you're going to press in the fight, then that means we're going to need better punch selection. We're going to really need some lion in you to really come out. Most of your fights, you've been a very controlling guy, like a sergeant, controlling a platoon, you know what I mean? Putting things where they need to be, controlling movements and things like that. Great ring generalship. And that's how you don't lose rounds. And he hasn't, you know what I'm saying? Some guys have tried against him, but the ranginess of him has helped him defensively. That's my thing. Like, I'm not per se worried about Bivol in the fight because y'all keep acting like Canelo's output is just so devastating round to round.
Right. And it's not.
He's been fighting at Bivol's pace. He's been fighting at Bivol's pace.
Yo, that's very methodical. Very methodical. But Canelo's gonna win a slow pace fight. He's gonna win a slow pace fight. It is what it is.
My another thing I want to throw out there, and this is no Canelo shade, but when you analyzing boxing, you got to think about a lot of things. At what point will age show up? At what point will the extracurricular things tend to start showing up? Because to me, they showed up against Plant. I seen a very sluggish Canelo, non-super aggressive. He wasn't super aggressive. Like, I didn't see how he fought Triple G. Like, he was sort of a little bit of anger, a little chip on your shoulder. You see what I'm saying? Like, it was like in that fight, okay, I know I'm gonna win the fight. So it was like he's going through the motions, bro. You know what I mean? Kept getting on him into the board, slipped off his bike, and he fell into a shot.
Yeah,
I wasn't impressed.
Plant wasn't necessarily the best. Plant
was a guy. If you're Canelo, you get rid of him like you did Yelderman because he has no fire.
I disagree with that. But I can
not
explain
in 3.
why. Though.
You get rid of him in 7. Not
in 3. I can explain why though. So there was 2 different elements that Plant gave Canelo, and it made sense why he got him up out of there late. So Plant legs bought him a couple rounds, right? His legs bought him a couple rounds. We actually said on camera he moved too much. So his legs bought him a couple of rounds, right? So, secondly, he went through a couple of rounds where he was throwing these little one punch pot shots, right? No mustard on them, no nothing. So Canelo basically had to figure both of those things out. So he went through a phase where he was kind of just following him around the ring. Then he went through that phase where he was getting pot shotted, and he had to go through that process of, hey, when I throw my jab out there, and this is in credit to Canelo, and this goes to the boxing IQ. How do you stop a person from actually countering you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Throwing a check hook or something like that, or countering you over the top. How do you stop that? When you throw a jab, right? When you throw your jab and it's a lazy jab and you bring it back, that's when they get an opportunity to come over the top. But when you throw that jab and then you leave it out there and you basically control his shoulder or you control this area right here, they can't come over the top with that right hand. You know what I'm saying? They can't come over the top with it. So we seen him make that adjustment as well. So even though at times he looked sluggish in the fight, at times he looked lazy in the fight, from an IQ standpoint, he did go through the process to get him to that moment to where he got him up out of it.
That leads me to my point for all the Canelo fans. If he's that great and elite, why does it take 10 rounds with a guy that has no punching power? So there's no way. Again, there's nothing. If you're elite and you're at the level of the King Canelo, King Saul, then why did it take you 10 rounds to figure out that puzzle? Your IQ should be better than that.
But
you fell into my trap. He looked sluggish, but then you tried to defend it. So hold on. You tried to say he looked sluggish because he was figuring out a puzzle. But if you're so elite, and this is not to you, it's towards the Canelo or the Cinnamon or the Saul or the Alvarez supporters, why did it take 10 rounds if he's that elite? And again, we know that we dealing with pillow hands Plant. This dude ain't sat down on a punch since Uzkanzaki and supposedly hurt his hands. And that means he in there with Cotton. So what is there to fear? What is there that really have to figure out?
So I understand a person that's all defense and moving all night is one of the toughest people you can get up out of there. It's one of the toughest people.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that.
But I look at it like this. I understand your question though, like to the hardcore Canelo fans. Like I understand your question. Me personally, I'm looking at it. I'm like, who at 168 can duplicate that against Plant on an off night? So we can all agree Canelo had an off night, right? We can agree on that, right? Against Plant, he had an off night. He didn't look typical Canelo, right?
Yeah, I would say that, but he hadn't looked great on the European tour either. But again, that's the competition.
I'm talking specifically Plant. Plant. Off night. And he still got the knockout against somebody that's never been knocked down, knocked out before.
You say it, but you say he set it up. I say he fell into it.
I'll take that, no problem. But in the record books, he got him up out of there in the 10th round. He got him up out of there. So I'm like, who at 168 can accomplish that on an off night, let alone an on night against Plant? And I'm playing devil's advocate here. And I'm not even disagreeing with anything that you're saying, but I'm just playing devil's advocate. Who at 168 can come up with that final result on an off night against Caleb Plant right now?
I think Darrell beats him.
On an off night? That's the key. On an off night.
The Darrell that lost against Benavidez would beat Caleb Plant.
It's hard for me to say because I know he got cut so early in that fight. I didn't really get a chance to see Darrell make the proper adjustments he needed to make prior to the cut. So it's kind of hard for me to say that. So you think Darrell on an off night can get Caleb Plant up out of there?
There's no resistance, bro. You got to be able to give somebody something to question.
See, I don't.
It's like being outside somebody's window and knowing you can just go in anytime you want, bro. Fuck out of here, nigga. You ain't coming in my kitchen like that, homie.
Yeah, I feel like it's just I feel
And I
like
fucks with Plant. I fucks with him. Not too heavy. I don't fuck with him too heavy, but I fucks with him.
Yeah, listen. Caleb Plant is a skilled fighter. I don't care if you dislike Plant. He's a skilled fighter. He's skilled. He's skilled. But the thing is, when you at a $168, you got that type of skill, man. You got the hand speed, you got the boxing ability. The fact that you're not sitting down on shots, it annoys me. It annoys me. Like it really does annoy me. Like even you take like a Devin Haney, for example. Devin Haney will sit down on shots. It's just sometimes he don't get his guy up out of there, but he sits down on shots. Caleb Plant don't even sit down on shots. So when you're dealing with a dude that's cool with the pity patting
moving a lot if your hands is messed up, your hands is messed up. If that be the case, that's even more reason for Canelo to have let me stop it. For this dude Saul to had got him out of there on a more elite. I'm about to become king of the world, king. Everybody king, and all that old stuff. I should have done this in 6, 7. This dude had nothing. I'm holding a conversation with this dude. So where I should have been hitting him in the mouth. I didn't see a puzzle there to figure out when you talking to this dude instead of feinting a shot, him reacting, bopping, and you following up as soon as he dropped his guard to go continue the conversation. That's boxing IQ right there.
Here's the thing. So let me ask you this question. So if Canelo goes in and he mops Bivol, we talking 9-3, 10-2. What amount of credit do you give Canelo?
I give him a lot of credit. I'll give him a lot of credit. That now again, that's why we talk boxing, and it's not about a fan this, fan that. We all have our favorite fighters, and we try to lean heavily towards them, but we don't disanalyze or don't give no value to what another opponent is bringing into the ring, or even anybody on here that's on the podcast that we invite on. They're 2 cents, so to speak. We don't discredit that. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not discrediting him going in there and pulling off a 10-2, a 9-3. I'm very impressed. This is the bigger dude, younger guy. I don't know speed. I don't know who the edge in the speed thing. Canelo's not the fastest anymore. Bivol, I don't know that I've seen that killer speed from him either, but these big guys, so how fast do you expect them to be? That's an interesting, give who to give that edge to. So, but again, I'm impressed based on the prior words stated, age, size, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Feel you. Pink Furry Goddess in the building. Big shout out to baby girl for real. Say hi, friend. I hope you're doing wonderful and staying safe. Hey, listen, we trying to maintain out here in these boxing streets, for sure. My guy, Mr. Motivator, in the building. He said, "What's good, my dudes, man? What's up with you, good brother? Appreciate you stopping, Phil." He said, "I'm guessing I missed Canelo Bivol takes, but I think Bivol was easy work for Alvarez." I actually we've been kind of like in and out with it.
Yeah, we've been chiming it in. Shane was here and it's been going different places. But yeah, we've been trying to definitely stay on course. But me and Jeff were just breaking it down a little bit and trying to really look at it from both sides. What's advantages, disadvantages. Like, we trying to give you that boxing IQ. I'm not just gonna say based on his accomplishments that I feel like he's at that level right now. Like, you might have just won 168 undisputed. But what you did to get there, I'm not impressed with. How you did it, I wasn't impressed with. Now you're taking on, to me, a very big challenge, and I'm impressed with that. Just on that alone, I gotta be impressed with that.
Gotcha.
So he actually might have time off, ring wear and tear in his favor. Excuse me, man. I got the.
No, you good. You good. You good. You good. But I actually want to show an actual highlight video of Dmitry Bivol. And the video is actually from MMA TV Productions. Big shout out to them. So, but Mr. Motivator, I guess my question to you is, why do you think Bivol is easy work? So, if you can answer that for me, that'd be great. But vlog, I'm actually queue up some Bivol highlights if you don't mind, and I'm gonna let you take over as far as you was on mute, baby. You on mute, baby. You on mute. Mute.
Yeah, I'm a cook, baby. I'm gonna break it down for him, man. You know what I mean?
I had to tell you, get off mute.
Get your pen and pad out. We
cooking.
get ready to go to school real quick. You feel me?
All right, give me just a second.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, when you say beat somebody easily, just to you, my guy, Mr. Motivator, and you know, we going back and forth, so it's no cap. How we learn boxing, going back and forth. We talking about a guy that's literally probably never lost a round, so it's hard to teach a guy that's kind of on a track that he's on a new lesson. He's a guy that really controls the ring pretty well. So are you saying we're gonna see this youthful bobbing, weaving, Danny Jacobs, triple cinnamon, Saul Alvarez? Like, come on, bro. I mean, I don't think we see that youthful guy anymore. Unless, you know what I mean? They done got some new ingredients to that Reynoso pack that we don't know nothing about.
Right. Okay. So Mr. Motivator did respond. He said, because watching his highlights, his punch combinations seem kind of basic. Basically, I see him as an easy puzzle for Canelo to solve inside 10. Let me say this real quick before you go, vlog. Mr. Motivator, I'm glad you responded. I'm glad you responded in that way. And that comment right there shows me that you're a true boxing fan, because you actually took the time to see how much of a puzzle you think Bivol is. And that's kind of what YSM was saying. And that's what other people are saying as well. They feel like Bivol is not dynamic enough offensively to win against Canelo. That's what people are saying. The people that's giving Canelo the most trouble is the guys that got a vast punch variety. People can say what they want about Triple G, but he has one of the best punch varieties in the sport. And we talking about angles in which he throws his shots. Angles in which he throws his shots. And he's always been like that. He got some of the weirdest punch combinations you'll find. You'll get hit in the top of the head, the side of the head, the jaw, the chin, the forehead. He trying to hit whatever. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen Bivol really with the punch variety. So I understand that when people say like, hey, I don't see enough from him. But let's get into Bivol's highlights. And again, I haven't seen these highlights, but we gonna get into it right now. You ready, vlog?
Hold on. While you get into that, let me say this real quick. I know people look at it like, oh, look what he did to Kovalev. What's his name? Kovalev. He caught Kovalev at the right time. A lot going on outside the ring. Situation with the timing that night. This is not the same scenario. This is not an older fighter that had wear and tear, had been in there with some big dogs, you know what I mean, caught some shots. Bivol hasn't been in with Andre Ward 2 times. You see what I'm saying? So that's wear and tear on him. You see what I'm saying? So he's not, I don't think he's catching Bivol at the right time. I just don't see where he's just going to maul this guy like that. He's not. I don't know, bro. I see what y'all saying about the dexterity, so to speak, of Bivol, but look at what Katie Taylor's been able to do with that sort of basic style, and she ain't no guy that's 175 pounds. So I'm just saying.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into these Bivol highlights. Just
These boys active.
You want me to wait a second? I'll wait a second. All right.
Oh, that's straight nasty.
Straight right.
That's straight nasty, baby. That's straight accurate too. He don't waste a lot of punches. If you've seen his all his fights, you've never seen him tired in the ring. So now all of a sudden, Canelo gonna wear him down? Just saying. Just saying. You gotta think about this. Very accurate. Look at all them punches land. And these big dudes, he getting up out of there.
All these shots is you can tell he love that right hand over the top.
Yeah. Well, it's more of a straight if he gonna be throwing it against Canelo. So it might even have more sting on it.
Yeah.
I mean, he a solid dude. I don't know that he's that slow. That's why I said earlier, I don't know who has the advantage, whether it would be Canelo or Bivol when it comes to speed. You know what I'm saying? I think it is. I don't know, man. It's about who's going to be first. I think that's going to come into play. You see what I'm saying?
So it looked like they about to show a clip of Bivol and Isaac Chilemba. But the thing I like about Bivol though is like his understanding of distance is like next
level. Look at that jab, accurate. Look at that, all that work. Oh, he missed that hook, but you see he throwing it. See, y'all saying he don't have no punch selection. He going to the body. He throwing left hooks to the body. Look at them triple left hooks. They didn't land a lot, but look at that pressing. So you telling me he not gonna press Canelo and he the bigger guy? He pressing a big man right here, and he the smaller guy. Bro, this not gonna be that easy for your boy, bro. These highlights tell me that. You just said this dude is basic. Look at him dip and throw that overhand. So you telling me if he got to just stand there and shoot the right hand right down the pipe? Oh, man, that's going to be way easier, bro. That's going to be way easier, bro. Look at that little bob and weave. So he's a little bit shifty. He didn't look scared. He didn't look scared in there, so I don't think he's going to be in fear of Canelo's power. Like, so you all acting like he going to be playing outside, sliding back and forth along the ropes, trying to avoid this enormous Tyrannosaurus Rex power that can Cinnamon Saul Alvarez has. Come on, bro. Come on. We got to be rational when we analyzing these fights, bro. And we can't just go off of highlights. We got to actually go off what the highlights is showing us. These things he's doing in these fights, he has to be able to do them against another fighter. It's not like, oh, well, I only did it that one time and I forgot how to throw left hooks to the body, as if he just throws the 1-2. Of course, he counts on it to control the ring. Look at these combinations that he's throwing. So you going to tell me he ain't going to catch Canelo, cover it up, and he might not open up and something slip down the pike on the smaller guy? Bro, this is not Kovalev slow. Kovalev didn't throw in combinations that whole freaking fight.
Yeah, he got busy in this Pascal fight.
And this against Super Juice. This Super Juice. So I don't know. Maybe the Reynoso pack won't help.
Yeah, that's Mr. GNC right there for sure. Let me get in this comment real quick. Mr. Motivator said, very true, brother. And hold on. He said, to be fair, I didn't see this real. This looks a lot better.
There you go, pimping. That's how we do. We do a little bit of homework over here. Salute to the host, G5 Jeff TV. You know what I'm saying? The guru. That's why we call him the guru. He put it together. But you can see the patience right here. No rushing. Look at that. Controlling the range. Stand right in front of his guy. Showing this guy I ain't going nowhere. Look at that good work to the body. You telling me straight to the body won't have Canelo dipping? He ain't let none of them feints. You seen the feints right there by the big man. He didn't let none of that get him out of what he was doing. So he's, look at that. Defense is part of range. Oh, and then a counter straight. Ugh. Killer on the beat. He beating up big dudes. You gotta really take that into consideration. Canelo's not a guy that's just so heavy-handed. Huh?
Bivol's a problem. Like,
I'm just saying, it's not gonna be that easy, bro. I know y'all keep saying that these guys ain't Canelo that we seeing. Okay, but these guys might be issues for Canelo. He might not be doing what Bivol's doing to these guys. So how can you say that Bivol's won't be a problem for him if you can't admit that work that we seeing Bivol do on the Pascal, on the Chaba, what's the African dude name?
Isaac Chilemba.
Chilemba.
Yeah.
That's great work. Do you think Canelo's going to really be able to tee off and just keep these dudes at bay with his own power?
You see that shot?
He just took a major shot right there.
Hold on, Love. Hold on, real quick. I need for people to understand what just happened.
But he just took a major shot, bro. Stayed in the box.
So check this. This half step back counter right hand. That Bivol is about to show you. See that shot right there? That half step, and he beat.
He took a little bit, but he still finished.
But he still beat him first. He still his punch got home first. You know what I'm saying?
But that's my point. He stayed there to take that. Like he knew what was going on. That okay, I might get clipped a little bit, but I'm gonna make sure this count. That's boxing IQ. That's ring IQ.
Big shout out to Michael Johnson. Said what it do.
What's going on, bro?
Bivol caught him first. Yeah, see that's what I'm saying. Like that's what them bang bang joints. Whoever get there first usually is gonna, they're gonna win that exchange.
But that's what I'm saying. Is Canelo going to be the guy that's willing to stand there and do that? No one is saying yes. Canelo's going to be in the pocket, toe to toe with this dude.
Yeah,
I haven't heard that.
So this,
I just keep hearing people say Canelo's going to win. How?
So
look at this. Look at the patience right there. Look at the patience. You didn't see him rush in. Going right in behind the jab.
The one thing that I will say,
look at that jab. Going right in behind the jab. Look at that jab, man. That jab. Even if it don't land, it's the rangefinder for the right hand.
And the one thing that I look at is Bivol don't give guys too many opportunities to land either.
That's it. Working when he wants to work, and working when they try to work. Like, oh, you about to try something? Bop, bop. Here I come back with the 1-2. As soon as you try to open up, the 1-2 coming right again.
Mr. You about to get open? I'm saying yes. Michael Johnson, he said, well, like great boxers say of the past, if I can make them miss, I can make them pay. That's a fact. So it's really the reason why we showing these highlights is because there's no blueprint on Bivol in terms of
how to beat him.
There's no blueprint on it. You understand what I'm saying? So we're gonna get out of these. We're gonna get out of these highlights, and what I actually want to do. So hopefully people have a better understanding of what we're dealing with here in regards to Bivol. So Bivol can 1-2 his way through a fight, but if you give him the opportunity, he will unload on you. and they
You
all
seen it?
compact shots. Everything's compact. Everything's
Yeah,
compact.
he wasn't throwing nothing wide,
Nothing wide. The shots is it's hard
nothing
for
wasted.
Canelo. That's the style that's very hard to counter. Canelo's one of the better counter punches in you know what I'm saying? Uh bitch killer boxing. Big shout out to you, family. He said, let's be Bivol ain't fought no Canelos, and Bivol's last KO was in 2018. So
But hold up to my guy. Let me rebut that real quick. Canelo hasn't fought people of Bivol's size, and Bivol has been doing this consistent work with dudes of bigger sizes. So these dudes are fighting at 175. They got to be walking around damn near 200 pounds. So the power that he's bringing into the fights, he's going to bring that same power against Canelo. Canelo's not running around, let's say, sparring with light heavyweights on the regular.
Yeah, I can actually, bro. You can make that killer boxing. You can make that claim both ways though. Yeah, like Bivol hasn't fought a Canelo. That's very true. But Canelo's fighting the second best 175 pounder in the world, and he's going up in weight. So there's challenges on both sides of the street. You know what I'm saying? There's challenges on both sides. But I hear your point though. I hear your point. Don't get it twisted. I hear your point.
Hey,
You know
I'm gonna just say this: he didn't look that big at that fight the other day. He didn't look that big. That's why I think he had that bright yellow shirt on so he could be seen. He might have been looking kind of small in that crowd. I gotta be honest. I don't see no size on him. He might be trying to come in here and use a speed game. They might be really trying to get that weight right on precise point. Try to keep it on the speed side of the game, and hopefully we can get some of that old school, Danny Jacobs style, bobbing and weaving, countering. But as you've seen from Bivol, he's not a guy that seems to waste a lot of punches.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually show another clip. Let me get through these two comments real quick. Michael Johnson said, real question is, can Bivol take it as good as Bivol can give it? And believe Canelo, we give him that and make easy work if Canelo can undermine Bivol firing rate. I like that comment, bro, for this reason. I like that comment because when you talk with Bivol, when he's throwing, if his volume is up, then that's a problem for Canelo. If his volume's up, that's a problem for Canelo. So actually, Bivol's work rate will be a telltale sign in this fight. So that's the reason why I like that comment, because I think Canelo's going to be at the same punch rate he always at. Like, he's not going to change his game. He is who he is. So I'm really looking at Bivol and his punch output. Is he keeping his hands in his pocket because he's thinking too much, or is he going to let him go? And you see, he has the ability to let him go. Is he going to rise to the occasion? How is he going to be offensively? And this is what we've been saying this entire show. How is he going to be offensively against Canelo? Is he going to open up, and is he going to let them hands go? Because that's the only way he's going to be able to win this fight.
I don't think you can sustain. He got a lot of pressure on him. See, what y'all not understanding. Y'all not taking in, for instance, let's say the platform this could be on, the situation he in as a Russian fighter. The scenario of the world right now. This could say a lot for the morale of the people, things like that. That's a lot of pressure on him. So that you make mistakes when you're under pressure like that. So I'm gonna give Canelo that edge to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? I know he's not somebody that's on the front line, not a guy that's been like outspoken about things or whatever. But I'm sure he still has pride as a Russian, and other people from that country have pride within him. So I still a certain amount of pressure on him. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, in certain instances, there are certain psychological advantages that we got to analyze. That's going to be part of this game too, or this particular fight, so to speak.
Yeah, well, Michael Johnson, I like that comment. That's something to look at in this fight. Mr. Motivator, this is Canelo's biggest test in Triple G for sure. I agree with that. I agree
Agree
with
with
that.
that? Yeah, you just said that earlier. Yeah,
Yeah,
facts.
yeah. Killer Boxing, he said he spars with Frank Sanchez 6'4", Zerto Ramirez 6'3", Diego Pacheco 6'4". I know he young, still big power. Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like Bivol, like the thing is, like Bivol is a strong dude. He's a strong, like his style, right? Killer Boxing. Let me explain this to you real quick. Bivol has
Let
one
me
of them
say, hold on,
styles.
chill about it. Jeff, you about to get into styles. We got to just be honest about what he put up there as far as sparring. Are they really putting hands on Canelo? Let's be
That's why I
honest.
didn't really. Yeah, that's why he's
Let's be
in
honest.
Killer
They
Boxing.
pity
That's
pat
what he's
me.
supposed to do. That's what he's
They
supposed to
pity
do.
pat me.
He's supposed
This
to.
the boss.
Yeah. He's in the ring with them for the look to get used to
Y'all,
fighting the size
we
fighters.
all seen that. What was the Joel LL play God? you see what happened? He don't hold the bag right. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I'm just saying, bro, he's God in that scenario in that gym, bro. Ain't nobody in there putting the foot on the gas against this dude, bro. So I can't really say that plays an advantage to him or gives him, you know what I'm saying, some sense that he can deal with that sort of weight.
And listen, and we all can agree when he fought Kovalev was toast. Like he was done. Like you know what I'm saying? And with a little bit of movement and a jab, that fight was nip and tuck going into the 10th round. That was Kovalev. Kovalev's done.
And this
You know what I
crusher,
mean?
this crusher, this is a dude that's supposed to be put the hands on you, playing
Right.
the back foot. Something was going on in that fight.
So Bivol is younger, bigger, stronger. Shots is more compact. So if Kovalev was able to do that, and it was a consensus that Kovalev was done at that time, there's a pretty good chance Bivol's going to be right here in this fight. I'm just putting people on notice. Putting people on notice.
Physically, I think he's in the fight. I don't want to underestimate the psychological thing. You know what I'm saying? You got your peoples back home. You know what I mean? You don't want to be out here in front of the media saying the wrong thing. You know what I mean? I don't know if they still got the KGB, but I'm just saying. You know, it's a lot of pressure in a national fighter like that.
Correct. So Michael Johnson said Canelo been taking his time in fights because he knows a lot of these guys can't take his power, let alone keep up. Yeah, he shows a lot of patience because he knows these guys, the guys he's been in the ring with, they show hella respect. They show hella respect towards him. So I agree with that 100%. Killer Boxing, he said, yeah, maybe not is sparring. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They in there for the look, bro. They in there for the look. They just to give him different looks from a bigger body. You know what I'm saying? But they not doing no hard sparring. They not doing no hard sparring. Not against Canelo. You know what I mean? But I hear what you're saying, though. Like, if he's going to fight Bivol, he got to get guys in the ring to get used to being in the ring with bigger guys. You know what I mean? But I actually want to show this video is by the Boxing Roundup. Big shout out to the Boxing Roundup. I have not seen these highlights, so we're gonna watch them together, and we're gonna take it from there. Let me put my my disclaimer up here. Vlog, we're gonna run through some more Bivol highlights. It's cool, Chuck. You're on mute, bro.
Unmuted it, then muted it. You can't hear me?
I can hear you now, bro.
Can you hear me? You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna mute. Do what you do on the tech side, and I'm gonna be right here.
All right. Before we get into the video, Kovalev, Michael Johnson, Kovalev, the fight short and had that court case. They knew he wasn't 100%. Dude owed $2 million to a woman after she took $1 million. Yeah, that would affect me too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it was like, despite all of that, Kovalev was still in the fight. Despite all of that. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why people are so dismissive of Bivol. I feel like it's just more so they don't know who Bivol is. But let's run these highlights real quick. Let's run them real quick. Big shout out to Michael Johnson too. It's my guy, man, for sure. So we just showing more highlights of Bivol for the people that's never seen Bivol fight. So we just trying to give you a better view of
Can I say this though, Jeff? We should have actually been showing Canelo. And
oh no, I got that queued up too.
Because his output to me, I need to, you know what I'm saying? Everybody keeps saying patience because people can't deal with his power. To me,
look at that shot. Hold on a second, Blog. Hold on. I need for people to understand. I need for people to understand what just happened. So not this right here. I'll tell y'all when. This shot right here.
Oh, he counted.
Right distance. He counted right hand off the top. And was a moving target.
He nasty with that counter right. Canelo better not be throwing no weak ass jab out there.
Yeah. And you can tell.
Hey, what they call that jab? I forgot. It slipped my mind that range finding jab or that, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of stabbing in the waters, you know what I mean? Just poking in the water jab. Don't be putting that bullshit out there.
Yeah.
Young Buck can catch you. He ain't the fastest dude, but he's fast enough to counter the shots that's coming at him. And we got to look at Canelo's speed level right now, bro. Are we really seeing? Again, I go back to Danny Jacobs' fight when I thought I saw him at his fastest at this second half of his career. He was pretty fast against Floyd, just not fast enough.
Yeah.
Look at that. He's seen that work. Step back. Patience. Look at that. Don't rush nothing. Hands right back in the pocket. Not ear muffing himself. Can see everything. So his defense is not too bad either. So if Canelo does jump in, his hands are still at a point where he can either go up or go down to block things. So that's not too bad if you're the bigger guy. And if anything, he got to worry about an overhand because that'll be the kill shot for Canelo to me. I don't think that he's going.
Let me say this real quick too. Dudes at 175 usually don't set traps. You can see in these highlights he's setting traps too.
Oh
he's
yeah,
setting little traps where he can get that little overhand right in there over the top.
It's a semi overhand. It ain't really a complete, winger. It's just coming over the top.
It's compact. It's just coming over the top of the shoulder. It's coming over top of the shoulder.
Yeah. Facts. But it's gonna be coming downhill in this fight, so it could have some probably extra steam on it.
If for Canelo to be successful,
and he's pretty accurate, man. We're not giving him no credit for any wasted shots in here, bro. I'm seeing everything land, everything count. And these is combination punches. Who's to say Canelo's at the old Canelo? Again, got to go back to the Danny Jacobs fight when I saw defense, some movement, things like that, bro. I don't know that we seen. I didn't see that against Plant. I didn't really see that against Yelderman, Callum Smith. Nobody pressed him. Nobody brought the fight to him like that. Danny Jacobs at least tried. And we got to see Canelo show us a little something with the bob and weave, with the slip and the counter. So does he still have that? I'm just asking for all the folks that think Canelo gonna whitewash this Russian boy. I don't know that it's gonna be that easy looking at these highlights. Accuracy.
That little short, little sweeping left hook is accurate too. He's accurate.
His left hook just grew on me in these highlights because I'm going off his last fight, and that was the Russian joint. He was fighting that big Russian boy, and it would look like they was fighting in one of them old school mafia back rooms where the dons be at, all the cigar. It looked like they was in one of them type of joints. They're just atmosphere seemed like that. But anyway, he did his thing, but he wasn't I think that's the fight where people think, oh, he ain't really do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But that was a big dude. He was fighting a tall guy. So he didn't want to, I don't think, put himself in too much danger with a guy that had a little bit of pop himself. So I thought that was a smart fight, controlled the whole fight, didn't lose a round. Old boy didn't put the foot on the gas either. I bet on him too for the upset. But he didn't come through for me in that fight. And I learned a lot about Bivol. So he can control fights. He's not like dead in the ring where he's throwing 10, 15 punches, 20 punches, and then you want to see, well, did he win the round? Nah, he gonna put some heat on in these rounds. So I mean, it's gonna be a good fight, bro. I can't wait for it.
I don't see Bivol being on the back foot in this fight. Canelo should be on the back foot, and Canelo's not at his best on the back foot, which makes this fight interesting to begin with.
Hey, we going live for this fight?
Yes, sir.
Man, we gotta go live for Saul. Y'all stop calling that dude Cinnamon, man. Y'all stop calling him Cinnamon. That's like calling a dude Delicious. Can't be yelling down the street, hey, Delicious! You just can't do that, man. So y'all stop doing that. Shout out to Said, though. Y'all know that's that old school Sadie Jones. Shout out to Said the Entertainer. You know what I mean? I remember that. That's classic. Because it's facts, man. That's really a stripper name, bro. Come on, man.
Now, this is against Joe Smith, current champion.
So we're not giving him no credit for having some real natural power because he's fighting bigger guys. Again, there are no Canelos. Is Canelo going to be winging punches like that and missing? Possibility. I haven't seen him. He wasn't that accurate against Plant because he didn't put out that much work. Again, Jeff was giving him saying Canelo had to figure the puzzle out. The puzzle didn't have no power, so I'm just going to scramble all these pieces and get rid of this shit. I don't know. Oh, he took a little shot right there. I like that. Took a little shot. So he got some. Oh, a little behind the head though. A little behind the head. That's what Canelo gonna have to do. He gonna have to land a little semi-rapid punch like that. It was partly Bivol's fault, and the way dude is the taller guy, and he just winging. So yeah, I mean, I can't give dude no credit for rocking him, but damn, I seen this guy fight before. What's his name, bro? Is that the last fight?
Who, Bivol?
Yeah, was that Bivol last fight? That one we just saw? Because I remember that fight.
Nah, that was Joe. No, that was Joe Smith. The one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I remember that fight.
Yeah, that was from a while
I just believe Joe Smith was that much bigger than him. I thought Joe Smith was about the same size. Maybe I was looking at that shit from a bad angle that night.
That's a beautiful shot, yo. That's a beautiful shot, man. Ain't just always waiting. Just let it.
Canelo was stanky legging it out there. Could it be a possible cinnamon dance? Out there, falling out of his trunks. That'd be nasty.
Listen, I don't like Canelo at 175. I just don't. I don't. That's why I think it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
My question is, if we watching these highlights, are y'all seeing the power? Look at that. I told y'all he could take shots. Oh, he got counted right inside, flush, ate it against another big guy, young buck. Dude don't look like no old head, so I don't know who dude is, but you got to give him credit for, you know what I mean, taking that heat from Bivol because he was in there getting his chin touched up. But he throws some shots, though. I gotta give Bivol some credit for having some whiskers. These highlights is enlightening me a little bit. I'm just can't only go off a couple fights I seen. Obviously, that was the Joe Smith, and to me, that was when Joe Smith really got some credit in my eyes as being a dude you might, you know what I'm saying, got really pay attention to.
Joe Smith didn't become a better fighter until after that fight.
That's my point. You know what I'm saying? Like he got better after that because obviously he beat our bull. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. People made him.
Shout out to the bull too. You feel me?
Michael Johnson said I'm picking Canelo to win, but what I say to Bivol is let them hands go. Don't change up. Yeah, he need to. That's the key to the whole fight is he gonna let his hands go because he has to. He has to. If he gets countered, he gets countered. He's getting countered against a smaller dude. He just need to let him go. You know what I'm saying? Me
We're
first.
seeing that he gets countered, and if it's not a rabbit punch, it ain't really effective.
Killer Boxing. He said, I hope Canelo told Valdez to hit the road jack after that dog walk by Shakur. That's funny. But we expected that though. Killer Boxing. We expected that. Like
Yeah, I was the one told you should have been a bigger spread on Shakur. I'm like, they got some $500 out here. Like, that's disrespectful. That shit should have been like 1,500.
Yeah, nothing about that surprises. Absolutely nothing about that surprised us. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna actually run one more highlight, bro, and then we can kind of wrap this thing up and do a part 2 tomorrow. I actually want to run some Canelo highlights. Let's run some Canelo highlights. So we're gonna run this and then we're gonna get final thoughts and we're gonna get up out of here. You ready, bro?
Yeah, do what you do, baby.
All right, let's go. Getting more comfortable with the screen share and all that. So
yeah, we gotta kill them ass though, because we ain't getting no money for that shit. Again, this is Canelo fighting an older, sluggish Kirkland. Look at that slow shot right there from Kirkland, already bloodied in the mouth. It was pretty much, pitch and catch right there. So, you know what I mean? Wasn't really that much impressed by that victory. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I can't give him credit for that, man. Kirkland, another guy, been through a lot outside the ring. So how much was he really bringing into that fight outside of dude looking for a paycheck?
Like, and listen, don't get me wrong. Canelo counterpunch game is next level. It's next level. You know what I'm saying? You try to open up on Canelo, he gonna make you pay. Like his counterpunch game next level, but that's the intriguing part of the fight.
That's Burchell out there. That was Burchell. Whoever he was fighting like Burchell. Everything coming from old school telegraph, homie. Like, you remember back in the day when they used to have to plug your shit up? That's how them shots is coming, bro. That shit easy to counter, bro.
Yo, I'm more curious. Like, I'm real curious to see if Bivol opens up, but I'm curious to see what Canelo does offensively in this fight. Nobody talks about that.
Look at this slow ass jab right here. Look at that. He ain't even throw a jab. He threw both his hands out and got scared. Like, bro, that is the worst.
Look how he
like he didn't even want to finish his punch.
Bro, you know the thing that's crazy?
He got so scared of what was coming back, he didn't even want to finish his punch.
I wish I had that whole clip because Canelo was setting that shot up for like 2 rounds straight. A beautiful shot though. Beautiful shot.
Again, bro, look at the resistance in these fights. We saw resistance in Bivol's fights. We saw dudes that was like, yo, I ain't in here to roll over to a certain extent, to a minimum. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying these dudes. It's Canelo. But I'm not seeing no resistance in these particular fights. We need to see the Triple G highlights.
I can get them.
Just saying, look, where's the resistance? Where the defense? Why you ain't tying him up on his way to rushing you in? Nothing landed. I'd have jumped right back in there and tied him up real quick. You see what I'm saying? But nah, bro, we gonna do that one tomorrow though. We're gonna break down the best do that, bro. We're seeing the cherry pick shit right now.
Yeah, so we'll do that. We'll do that tomorrow. We basically 2 hours in, so we're gonna close this one out. But tomorrow we're gonna jump directly into the film study. Like we kind of got sidetracked and things like that. But we're gonna jump right into the film study. We're gonna look at Canelo and Triple G. We're gonna look at the fights where he had to figure things out, and we're gonna pull up a fight of two bills as well, and actually have full fights. We're gonna watch full fights like outside of highlights, and start putting some things together. So tomorrow, we kind of a long one, but we really got to get down to study. You know what I'm saying? People need to understand, what does Bivol have to do to win this fight? What does Canelo have to do to win this fight? We're not just watching film just to be watching it. Like, we're trying to formulate game plans for both guys offensively, because there's no blueprint on Bivol at all. Even with Canelo, there's been very few guys that's really consistent got off on him either. You know what I'm saying? So we have to do homework for defense, and it's nothing like film study on camera. So we literally pulling up the lab coat. This is what we do off camera. This is what we do off camera. So we bring it, we do off camera, and we bring it in on camera. You understand what I'm saying? So you're gonna get that tomorrow. You're gonna get that Thursday. You're gonna get this weekend. You know what I'm saying? But vlog, give me your social media, man.
Boxing First Vlog on Twitter, you know, the way it is on YouTube. On Instagram, it got the #1 in there, so you want to spell it, obviously, boxing, #1, STVLOG. Tap in with me, man. I be putting up some all kind of crazy posts and whatnot. You know what I mean? Keeping everything copacetic as possible. The channel active. I got the boxing news and hot topics rolling. So, you know what I mean? We just here, man. We doing work. The Pin Gang gonna be back together. Now I want to talk about my super fight, possibility of a super fight. You know what I mean? You know, so you know, we just active over here. Y'all see it? G5JFTV.com. Getting ready to get revamped. 3rd season, get ready to come at you soon. So you know, just keep rocking with us, man. We here, we working.
Absolutely. Yo, I need for y'all to start hitting that like button. And for some reason, they telling me the like button is the key to the algorithm. So I need for y'all to hit that like button when y'all come in the know. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
I'm all over the place, man. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, G5JeffTV. You know what I'm saying? Website, G5JeffTV.com. I got an article coming out. Vlog got an article coming out end of the week. And we got film study tomorrow. Film study to do Thursday in regards to Bivol. We might as well get into the undercard as well, for this card, and really break a lot of things down. But we try to get y'all better insight on Dmitry, because we feel like he's not getting the attention that he deserves or the credit he deserves. We got people out here that want to talk about catch weight with Spence 64. Like, what are we talking about here? We don't do that over here. Like, we don't do that over here. Like, he's about to fight the 75-pound champion of the world, a top 2 guy, and Canelo's going up. So we're going to give him his proper respect. We're going to throw these lab coats on, and we can show you all really what time it is when it comes down to breaking down these fights and breaking down these fighters. You're not going to get this anywhere else. You're not anywhere else. At the end of the day, come out of here well educated and entertained at the end of the day. So it's going to be a crazy film session tomorrow. Big shout out to VP Shane. You know, the aliens came and got his signal. So
on the cameo.
Cameo
on the cameo.
Yeah, but if you want to follow VP Shane on Instagram, it's I_am_Shane, the #1. I_am_Shane, the #1 exclusive on Instagram. But listen, on behalf of VP Shane, aka Ice Cold Shane, Boxing First Vlog, aka the General, aka Blunt, aka Blunt Bayless, aka Mr. 1K, your boy G5JeffTV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. On behalf of the staff, get your pen and pad out, and if you got a lab coat, do that too. Film session tomorrow, Canelo and Bill. Episode 88. We out.